So I want to come full circle because I think many of us would agree that a healthy body equals a healthy mind, and that's what you said in the start of this particular story, both for you personally and what you understood for others. I'm a runner, as you know, we've discussed. I run mountains, which is a bonkers pastime, but I can do because there's one outside my back door, as it were, But I'm very interested to finish this conversation, I think, today, Gary, for you just to tell us a little bit about what it is about the running, the gym, the physical activity. What is that unique connection with recovery? So you're alluding there to resilience. What's it doing?
So
if that's your kernel in the middle of everything else that goes on, just how do you explain that kernel for us in coming back to full circle? What is it?
So so if you were to take it at its most simplistic form, right? So if you willingly engage in something that's difficult and you do it enough times and you do it regularly, then you become resilient. If you take a really difficult workout, you know that you're going to do it, and you know what? You didn't die. You come out the other side. Then that translates to life and that translates to recovery. Because for me, recovery is just resilience in motion. That's literally what it is. It's every day. It's getting stronger and stronger.
So if you run a marathon, you can run life. Yeah.
What you can learn through those long hours, those long runs by yourself in your head. The process and meditation and motion is another word you could use. If you're involved in that, you're not thinking about something else, and there's so many analogies and there's so many different things. But for me, I think, recover or exercise was different because it allowed me to shift my perspective, because my focus became less about having to stay sober and now became about something else. So for me, it was an identity.
You've got a positive driver, yes. You've also said in this interview already that that actually there's the sense of achievement for confidence as well, yes?
Running, for example, is so easy to measure progress. Either ran a mile faster or I ran a mile further, so you can get really quick improvement measurements. And if you need that at the beginning of a journey to keep you going, then you can see why people will run. That's important. They feel like you're making progress.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that there's something in this about the time filler as well.
So, and again, I have learned to balance over the years, right? But when I first got sober, I was like Forrest Gump. I was running twice a day. I was running like miles and miles, and then I had to realize that, whoa, Cam, all right, But definitely, like, whenever you stop using, the time that you're then left with can be it can go two ways. You can use it constructively, and you can use it to reflect and learn, or you can use it to ruminate. And ruminate's a very bad place to be. So you need to have something that engages you, So whether that is, hey, if it's exercise, great. If it's volunteering, if it's just giving something, if it's doing something else. But I definitely think there's a real difference between reflection and rumination.
I think it's really interesting, and I think it's an integral part. I haven't met a recovery community that doesn't have one form or another in it. I remember some lads from Coventry who theirs was mostly, actually all of them would get on bikes. Cycling was theirs. Our North Wales recovery community, we mostly walk beaches, mountains, because that's what we've got. We do park runs. I know the group up in Forth Valley. I know that they have a walking group every Friday, and they definitely go to the climbing wall on a regular basis. It seems to me that as well as the groups and as well as the stigma campaigns and all the rest of it, you do seem to need that element in the community, I think.
I don't know. I think some of the people that I have seen that have really fallen down the fitness route and they're in recovery are like insatiable about it, and they do really, and they just have a grind. I think when you've been through the chaos and the pain and the destruction, you have the ability to grind and do the hard work that fitness brings, if that makes sense.
And I know that James has also talked about the collective getting off your arse and doing something, and I wonder if you feel some of that with it's like,
and it together.
Come on, let's just
So for me, the running was solid. Although I went to a running club, I did the miles myself, and I loved that because that was me in my head. However, then whenever I did strength training and CrossFit, it was community focused, so you did it in a group.
Okay.
And then everybody was in it together. So those really that's why in our groups, whenever people are engaged in their session, their group sessions, and everybody does the same thing at the same time because they're in it together. So then they bond and there's camaraderie and everybody is in it together. And that community piece is really important.
No, brilliant. Yeah. So I want to, I guess I want to finish into by hoping that you just keep on running. And I guess for me, that analogy is working both levels now. For you personally, but probably actually for ARC as well. That it feels really important. Listen, it's been brilliant for you to give us your time. We don't like to do more than 90 minutes in one interview. It's exhausting for everyone, and if not for David to do the editing. I'm going to switch off the record button now, and just a couple more things before we finish the call, as it were. But brilliant, and thank you ever so much for the interview. It's just been a real pleasure just a great addition to the series. So thank you very much. Yes.
No, thank you. You kind of forget how much kind of water's under the bridge over the years until you actually sit down and have a conversation about it. Really, so. No, it was really
brilliant. I'm immersed by it every time I capture these tales. They're just brilliant. So thank you. Yeah.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. And look, thank you for taking the time. I've really enjoyed catching up, Wulf. So it's been really nice. It's been really refreshing.